Welcome to China.
Welcome to China, not merely a nation, but the greatest living civilization still breathing after more than 4,000 years. A land spanning 9.6 million square kilometers, vast enough to swallow all of Europe with room to spare. Here stands the roof of the world, the harshest deserts of Asia, and the rivers that have cradled 1/5 of humanity since the dawn of time. In China, history does not sleep in museums. It rises before your eyes, vivid, colossal, at times so beautiful it steals your breath. Today, we shall step through portals of time, from wonders etched into the memory of mankind, to secrets still veiled in mist and eternal snow. You will behold walls longer than the equator itself, lakes clear as liquid jade, stone pillars that float among the clouds, and terraced fields that mirror the heavens. Are you ready for China to claim your soul entirely? Take a deep breath, leave the noise behind. Our journey begins now. Before we plunge into landscapes that set the heart racing, pause for a moment with the lifeblood of this civilization for over 4 millennia. Tea. Tea is not a beverage. Tea is a path, a meditation, the way the Chinese converse with heaven and earth. Some 4,700 years ago, deep in the primeval forests of Yunnan, a single leaf drifted into the boiling water of Emperor Shennong. The world was never the same again. From that instant, those humble leaves traveled the 5 continents, slipped into imperial courts, seeped into monastic silence, and soothed billions of ordinary afternoons. Each variety tells its own saga, green as mountain mist, black as starless night, oolong coiling like dragons in flight, pu'er aged like the earth itself. Here, one does not drink tea. One savors it, listens to its fragrance, breathes with it. And now we wish to hear from you. Has a single cup of tea ever left you spellbound? Tell us in the comments below. Your story fuels our next adventure. Are you ready? Come with us northward, to the only man-made structure visible from space with the naked eye. Gaze north, where a stone dragon, more than 13,180 miles long, stretches across mountains, deserts, and endless grasslands. The Great Wall, the sole creation of human hands that astronauts can see without telescopes. It is not one wall, but a colossal system. Main ramparts, secondary barriers, deep moats, fortresses, beacon towers, an unbroken shield from the icy Bohai Sea to the unforgiving Hexi corridor. The tale begins in the 7th century BC, when warring states raised the first earthen ramparts against nomadic horsemen. In 221 BC, Qin Shi Huang, first emperor of a unified China, commanded every section joined into a single, endless line of defense. Millions perished beneath whips and blistering sun to fulfill that decree. Legend claims 1 life for every meter of wall. The Han lengthened it westward to guard the Silk Road. Northern Wei, Sui, and others repaired and reinforced. Yet only under the Ming, from 1368 to 1644, did the wall become the invincible stone leviathan we know today. Thousands of watchtowers rose like dragon's teeth, each placed within arrow shot of the next. Smoke by day, fire by night, the fastest communication system of the 14th century. The most breathtaking stretches open to travelers today are Battling and Mutianyu. Stand on Mutianyu at dawn as the sun ignites behind the Yan Mountains, and watch the wall snake across ridge after ridge like a silver dragon awakening. Cold winds carry echoes of ancient hooves. On moonless nights, they say, sentries in iron armor still patrol the moss-covered steps. Some swear they have heard the horn sound from abandoned towers, glimpsed spectral guardians who never abandoned their watch. The Great Wall is more than brick and stone. It is the embodiment of defiance, the will to endure, of a people who chose to build a wall rather than bow. Stand here, and history does not merely appear. It courses through your veins. Leaving the frozen north and its gray ramparts, we soar southwest to Sichuan, to a valley so exquisite, even immortals grew jealous. Jiuzhaigou, twice honored by UNESCO. Once for natural splendor, once for the living culture of the Tibetan and Chang peoples. 180,000 acres of virgin forest cradle 118 lakes, clear as molten crystal. Their colors shift by the minute. Emerald, turquoise, sapphire, milky white. Then molten gold, when late sun strikes the limestone beneath. The Tibetans say that long ago, the mountain god Dage wooed the goddess Simo. He gave her a mirror of ice and jade. In her joy, she let it slip. It shattered into 118 pieces, each shard becoming a lake, the fragments 108 waterfalls. Science tells of earthquakes 10 millennia ago that fractured the bedrock. Meltwater from the Tibetan plateau filled the fissures. Dissolved limestone turned the waters impossibly pure, so you can see every fallen leaf resting 30 meters below. Yet stand before Five Flower Lake at sunrise, when the surface lies mirror still, reflecting sky and crimson autumn forests, and myth triumphs over chemistry. Walk the wooden boardwalks through birch and crimson maple. The streams sing the mountain's own song. In autumn, leaves drift down to paint abstract masterpieces no artist could rival. In winter, the 885-foot Norilang waterfall freezes into a vast crystal curtain, scattering sunlight into 7 colors. With luck, you may glimpse giant pandas wandering the northern reserve, living as they have for millions of years. Jiuzhaigou is not merely scenery. It is where Earth still remembers how to sing, how to breathe, how to stop a human heart for one astonished second. Leaving the sword and sorcery aura of Zhangjiajie, we descend quietly into Anhui, to a range that taught an entire nation to see the world through a poet's eyes. Huangshan, the Yellow Mountains, where every rock and pine has inspired 1,000 ink paintings and 10,000 Tang and Song poems. 76 peaks pierce the heavens. Lotus Peak rises 6,115 feet. Yet Huangshan conquers not by height, but by surreal, dreamlike beauty. The ancients distilled its glory into 4 wonders: grotesque pines, bizarre rocks, seas of cloud, and healing hot springs. The grotesque pines cling to sheer cliffs for centuries, roots naked, clutching granite like ancient hands refusing to let go. The most famous, welcoming guest pine, over 1,000 years old, stretches 2 great arms as if greeting every traveler across the ages. Bizarre rocks take impossible shapes. Monkeys gazing at cloud oceans, peacocks playing with the moon, Liby's brush and inkstone, celestial maidens playing the zither. Each bears a name, each a legend, each immortalized by Ming and Qing painters. The Sea of Clouds is a miracle that humbles the world. When mist rises from the valleys, the peaks become islands in a white ocean. From Bright Summit Peak, sunrise appears as a burning sphere, rolling across endless cloud, gilding the universe. Hot springs emerge at 113 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit from depths of thousands of feet, carrying minerals that heal body and spirit. Huangshan birthed the entire school of Chinese landscape painting. Song dynasty artists spent lifetimes here, learning how clouds drift, how stone endures, how pine whispers. James Cameron himself has confessed that these peaks gave birth to the floating Hallelujah Mountains of Avatar. They say if you have never climbed Huangshan, you have never truly seen the beauty of creation. But once you have, you carry it in your heart forever. Each dawn, when the first rays touch the summits, the whole world falls silent to listen to Huangshan breathe. Leaving Huangshan's white clouds, we descend far south to Yunnan, where a masterpiece was carved into mountainsides by human hands across 13 centuries. Yuanyang Terraces, more than 62 square miles of shimmering steps created by the Han people with blade, hoe, blood, and tears, turning sheer slopes into stairways to the sky. From 6,500 feet above sea level down to the valley floor, each terrace follows the contour lines like giant fingerprints, upon the palm of Mother Earth. From December to April, the flooded fields become millions of tiny mirrors, catching sky and cloud, sunrise, sunset, drifting clouds, soaring birds. Everything is doubled in water, creating an upside-down world of unbearable beauty. May and June clothe the mountains in tender green velvet. September and October set the harvest ablaze in gold. Slanting rays turn the land into a sea of molten fire. UNESCO declared it a World Heritage Site, not only for beauty, but for one of the oldest sustainable irrigation systems on the planet. The Hani built over 3,000 channels from mountaintop to valley, using only gravity and ancestral wisdom. Every terrace is a living story. Each dawn, Hani women in embroidered finery still shoulder water, plant rice, and sing songs handed down through 40 generations. Stand on the viewing platform at Doyishu village at sunset, when the sun touches the lowest terrace, and you will watch the entire sky fall to earth and feel your own heart fall with it. The Yuanyang Terraces are not merely rice fields. They are living proof that humanity can live in harmony with nature without conquering it. A small people taught the world a mighty lesson: humility before mountains, patience with water, gratitude toward heaven. Leaving Yunnan's golden terraces, we touch down in Hunan, where a small town nestles in the embrace of peaks and river, so lovely that heaven and earth grew envious. Fenghuang Ancient Town, more than 1,300 years old, yet time seems to have forgotten it entirely. Legend claims 2 phoenixes flew overhead, so enchanted they refused to leave and were transformed into the mountains that forever guard the banks of the Tuojiang River. Wooden stilt houses of camphor and fir hover above the water. Cobblestone streets gleam from millions of footsteps. Moss-covered stone bridges and ancient city walls still bear scars of old wars. The crystal-clear Tuojiang divides the town into twin realms. One side ablaze with red lanterns hanging from houses on stilts, the other veiled by misty peaks, like a vast painted screen. At dawn, mist blankets the river. Wooden boats drift slowly past. The splash of oars mingles with distant rooster cries, as though you have stepped into a living ink wash painting. At noon, golden sunlight floods the upturned eaves. Miao and Tujia grandmothers embroider on doorsteps. Old men puff water pipes and recount ancient tales in honeyed folk songs. When night falls, Fenghuang reveals its true soul. Tens of thousands of red lanterns ignite at once, their reflections turning the river into an inverted Milky Way. Miao love songs drift from tiny wine houses. The scent of sticky rice wine blends with sizzling chili beef, and suddenly you are lost in a dream you never wish to wake from. Hongqiao Bridge, the loveliest covered stone bridge in China, has witnessed millions of lovers' vows beneath crimson lanterns. The former home of Shen Kongwen, Hunan's greatest writer, still holds his desk and inkstone as though he stepped out only this morning. Fenghuang is more than an ancient town. It is where time stood still, where old values endure untouched amid the clamor of the 21st century. Come here, not merely to sightsee. Come to live again a fragment of an entire nation's childhood. From the dreamy Fenghuang, we return to Sichuan, to the mountain regarded as the holiest in Chinese Buddhism, Mount Emei. Rising 10,167 feet, Emei is one of China's 4 sacred Buddhist peaks, chosen over 2,000 years ago as the Bodhimanda of Samantabhadra. More than 30 ancient temples scatter across its flanks, from Baogo Temple at the foot to the Golden Summit, where a 157-foot bronze statue of Samantabhadra astride a 6-tusked white elephant stands defiant against the sky. 2 paths lead to the Golden Summit: modern cable car or a 37-mile pilgrimage over countless stone steps, worn smooth by millions of reverent feet across dynasties. Along the way, you will meet the true monarchs of Emei, troops of golden monkeys. They block paths, demand tribute, snatch glasses and hats, open backpacks with alarming expertise. Locals say if a monkey reaches out to touch you, blessings will follow for life. On rare clear days at the summit, the Buddha's light appears, a seven-colored halo encircling your shadow on the sea of clouds, as though you yourself have become enlightened. At the mountain's base, the Huangshan giant Buddha, a 233-foot maitreya, carved directly into the cliff in the 8th century, still gazes serenely over the rushing Min River, gentle eyes and faint smile, reminding us of life's fleeting nature. Spring drowns Emei in crimson rhododendrons. Autumn sets maple leaves ablaze. Winter blankets everything in snow, turning the mountain into a pure land on earth. Emei is not merely a mountain. It is where mortals learn to let go, to listen to wind and bamboo groves, to feel their own smallness before the infinite. Stand on the golden summit at sunset as temple bells resound through empty sky, and you will understand why, for 2,000 years, millions have climbed prostrated simply to hear that single bell. Leaving Emei's Buddhist sanctity, we travel a few hundred kilometers northeast into Hubei, to the supreme holy land of Taoism, Wudang Mountains. 72 razor-sharp peaks stab the heavens. Highest is Tianzhu Peak, at 5,289 feet, once believed to be the pillar holding up the sky itself. UNESCO calls it the most beautiful Taoist palace complex under heaven, where architecture, nature, and philosophy fuse into perfection. 36 temples, 72 shrines, 39 stone bridges, and thousands of steps wind like silk ribbons around the peaks. Most extraordinary is the Golden Hall, cast entirely in bronze in 1416, weighing over 100 tons, gilded in pure gold, perched impossibly on Tianzhu Peak without a single iron nail. Legend says the true warrior, Xuanwu Emperor, meditated here for 42 years in a deep cave and attained immortality. It was also on Wudang, in the 13th century, that the legendary Taoist master, Zhang Sanfeng, watched snake and crane fight at dawn and created Taijiquan, soft as water, yet capable of moving mountains. Every sunrise, while mist still cloaks the ancient pines, hundreds of martial artists and villagers form circles on stone plazas, moving slowly, breathing in rhythm with the cosmos. Bronze bells from Zixiao Palace mingle with wind through bamboo, weaving a wordless symphony that stills the soul. Wudang is not merely mountain or temple. It is where Taoism teaches humanity to flow with nature, overcome hardness with softness, conquer movement with stillness, achieve everything through non-action. Stand on Tianzhu Peak on a clear day, clouds drifting beneath your feet like an endless white sea, and you will know why the Chinese believe one pilgrimage to Wudang washes the spirit clean of worldly dust. Wudang proves beyond doubt. When man bows before nature, nature answers with eternal beauty. We have traveled together nearly 2,500 miles, from the indomitable northern Dragon Wall, through the divine lakes of Jiuzhaigou, above the floating pillars of Zhangjiajie, across the cloud oceans of Huangshan, beside the sky mirrors of Yuanyang, into the timeless dream of Fenghuang, beneath the golden bells of Emei, within the cosmic breath of Wudang, and countless other wonders still awaiting future episodes. China is not merely a destination. China is a state of the soul. Here we learn that history may span tens of centuries, yet beauty never ages. Nature may terrify with its grandeur, yet it cradles us with tenderness. And humanity, though small, can still forge miracles that outlast empires. From the Great Wall to the Yuanyang Terraces, from Buddhist golden summits to Taoist golden halls, every site whispers one simple, profound truth. Only in humility before heaven and earth does man become truly great. Now it is your turn. Which moment of this journey stirred your heart most deeply? Dawn on the Great Wall, the mirror still waters of Five Flower Lake, The crimson lanterns of Fenghuang night? Leave a comment, a memory, a dream. Every word you share kindles our next adventure. If this voyage moved you, like, share, and subscribe. Countless lands still await our footsteps together. Thank you for traveling with us. Thank you for letting us carry you across the greatest wonders humankind has ever known. China remains forever an unfinished poem. We will meet again on the next horizon, where together we shall once more stand in awe before the beauty of our world.